Most people who see my videos are making video themselves or want to. Many are using the platform they started with long ago. Those videos may have been more like PowerPoints, but the kinds of videos we make demand more of us. Anyone who wants to make a video like these is going to have to upgrade. But to what? If you're going to marry a new editor, let's make sure you're a good match. Let's start with the holy grail of editing programs. What would it have? I think a simple interface, a deep set of tools, an intuitive timeline, and an elegant look. All of which lead to rapid video creation and lots of enjoyment while you're using it. Is there one program that does it all? That's what we're going to try and discover now. Just as there's one right girl for every boy, I think there's one right editor for every video creator. So what is it about you that makes one editor more right than another? Let's break it down. First of all, how tech savvy are you? If you're a nerd like me, have you ever found yourself diving down a rabbit hole to get the perfect effect? That can lead to a kind of perfectionism that keeps one from making very many videos at all. Don't ask me how I know that. Those folks might want to consider a less complex program, just not one with fewer features. Now, if someone isn't tech savvy, they may stay with what they're used to and stay with it a little too long. The risk is that they accommodate themselves to its limitations rather than deliver on their content promises. Next is learning curve. Now, training that takes a good long while can be discouraging for those who want a commercial result. An editing program that allows one to create as they learn is going to be more useful. Now, the videos we typically make around here include live footage, text, still graphics, B-roll, stock footage, music, motion graphics, green screen footage, and sound effects. Now, most editing programs can handle all this, though only a few can handle green screen. Neither Camtasia, iMovie, or ScreenFlow do green screen to an acceptable level, at least for business. Now finally, how often do you want to make a video? The less often, the more trouble one will have with the deeper platforms. Better to choose a simpler one in the first place, since there's less to relearn. So, now let's look at how important the characteristics of the programs are. What about user-friendly? If you want a lot of power, consider something that strikes a balance between power and ease of use. Otherwise, one can get lost in the millions of options available for reasons I just mentioned. Next is expandability. Today, there are all kinds of plugins that expand your ability to keep up with the market for content. These add a little elegance, but without your having to become an engineer to use them. Look for how big the plugin market is for your editor. Finally, how much depth in the program do you need? Like, do you need to know if an effect is just for the YUV color space, 32-bit color, or is an accelerated effect? Depth doesn't automatically mean capability if you don't have a need for it or you don't know how to use it. And how likely are you to take a course on the 90% of what you'll never use anyway? So, given these considerations, which program is right for you? All right, if you're detail-oriented, have a high tolerance for extended learning, want only the deepest capabilities right out of the box, and have no urgency to get results, then the two best options are DaVinci Resolve for the Mac or Premiere Pro for the PC. DaVinci Resolve is the most complex by far, because everything you do, like working with the picture, audio, color correction, green screen, or any other effect for that matter, takes you to a separate interface. Then you have to put all the projects back together again. To me, this comes at a pretty high cost in user-friendliness, but it has plenty of depth in features. And there is a big market for plugins for DaVinci, so it's expandable. About 1,400 companies use DaVinci, 2 million editors use their free program, so that's something. Next most complex is Premiere Pro for the PC or Mac. It's powerful, but slightly confusing, even for professionals, though they probably wouldn't admit it. It has a lot of gears and levers exposed on the surface, and you have to hunt for most of its capability. It's feature-rich, and Adobe adds features to it all the time. And there's a big aftermarket in plugins, so expandability is there. 22% of companies today use Premiere, but you can't just buy it. You have to rent it at around $25 a month. Now, coming down a little further in complexity is Final Cut Pro 10 for the Mac. Much of the power of Final Cut is under the hood, which makes it less intimidating. It also makes the interface more pleasing to work in. It does things like recognize your file format and automatically creates proxy footage to make your editing faster. Everything you could possibly need to make the video is right at your fingertips, never more than a click away. Most powerful programs make you choose from among a half dozen menus, then select a menu item and hope that's the right one. And like the other two programs I mentioned, there's a big market in plugins for Final Cut. Today, around 23% of companies use Final Cut. And while 2 million do use the free version of DaVinci Resolve, another 2 million use Final Cut. But at $300 a pop, that's a bit more persuasive in terms of a testimonial. So, if you're looking for something that's expandable, that's powerful, and user-friendly, Final Cut Pro just might be your answer. It's what I use, so I'm obviously not a disinterested observer, but I don't sell it either. Now, I also recognize that platform switching is a radical way to adopt an editing program, but it still might be the best answer for those who don't want the tool to take precedence over what the tool is supposed to help you do. For the PC, another contender is Sony Vegas, a slightly simpler version of Premiere. But since Sony sold it, we don't know what the future of this platform is. And if you don't need all the bells and whistles, you might consider Pinnacle. It's very inexpensive, and the tool set is good for everything except green screen. If you don't want to switch from the PC and can keep yourself away from rabbit holes, if you don't mind the subscription cost, if you can tolerate the high learning curve, and don't mind how long it will take to relearn when it's been a minute, then Premiere Pro is the next best thing. I would say likewise for Sony Vegas or Pinnacle for the less technically inclined. But to me, when it comes to ease of use, powerful features, and expandability, nothing quite beats Final Cut Pro 10 on the Mac. And one last thing. Everything I've just said is strictly for those starting out or moving up. I used to get in these kinds of discussions with Perry Lawrence, aka Ask Mr. Video. He is the Obi-Wan Kenobi for Premiere Pro on the PC. If that's how your editing program makes you feel, then you know how I feel about Final Cut Pro 10. Happy editing.